Good evening, and thank you so much for tuning in with us for the continuing winter coverage, which is the developing snow. This has really been a productive day in the weather department, and I can tell you for southeast lower Michigan, the snow just does not want to go away, and this has just been very an active day with one report after another. So this continues to be an issue. So let's talk about the concerns now. Doppler radar is indicating that we do have developing narrow bands of heavy snow, and this is going to impact northern Detroit suburbs, will be impacted as well. So let's go ahead and talk about the updates. We will continue to keep you posted. I have been on staff and on watching this developing system, and then we'll have another look at the radar. Unfortunately, we've been very busy, and once again, I've been on staff this evening and watching this whole system take shape here. So things are getting quite interesting indeed. So this is the situation that we have going on, and just remember that northern Detroit suburbs will be impacted by these developing narrow bands of heavy snow. So that is going to be a problem per se if you live in northern Detroit suburbs such as Macomb, Oakland, and etc. People farther towards the north of Detroit suburbs will be impacted once again. The highlighted area will experience moderate to heavy snow through midnight. Accumulate Rapid snow accumulation and snow-covered roads. This band of snow will affect portions of I-96, M5, I-275, and I-75. It may also reach I-94 near Fraser and Mount Clemens. Light snow will persist over the next remainder of the area for the next several hours. So a lot of active weather going on, and when I return in just a moment, we'll talk about what's going on the radar and what to expect, and then I will have more updates to follow. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this. We're going to look at the radar, and I'm going to tell you what is going on after this. Stay tuned. I'll be right back. And welcome back. This is meteorologist Eric Tallman with you this evening on our extended edition of this winter storm that just continues to fire up here. So let's go ahead and talk about the situation that we have going on right now. I'm going to go ahead and point out what we have going on right now. You can actually see, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in here so the audience can see what's going on. We do have this band of snow that is going to expand in metropolitan Detroit. You can just see this line and this band of snow that is entering the Mount Clemens area right now, and you can see that it is just developing quite rapidly here. So this is going to be very interesting. Now, people that are north, excuse me, people that are north of Detroit, such as Romeo, Elmont, Richmond, Memphis, and all of that, New Baltimore, and all of the other northern Detroit metropolitan areas have not been affected by these heavy bands of snow that are developing along here, but it won't be too much longer, and then everybody in southeast lower Michigan will be impacted most definitely with all these bands of snow that are going to be developing. So we are expecting heavy bands of snow to develop across southeast lower Michigan. So that is going to be an issue for most of us. Once again, it's just one thing after another. We're also dealing with very cold temperatures outside, so any kind of snow that does develop tonight, the roads are going to be quite slick tonight. So any of that snow that does develop here, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit more. So any of the snow that does develop this evening, the roads could possibly refreeze again with all of this other activity that's going on. I'll show you right now this whole band of snow that you can see coming across sections of Sterling Heights area, actually Troy, Mount Clemens, and it looks like it's going to enter Warren, the Warren area, St. Clair Shores area, and beyond. So we're going to kind of keep an eye on that. But people that are in Oakland and farther towards the north, like New Baltimore, Richmond, Romeo, Elmont, all of these areas around that part of southeast Michigan has not been affected as of right now. But heads up, this is just the beginning of another round of snow. So we are expecting about 2 inches by Saturday morning. So we are potentially going to be watching this throughout the evening and overnight hours as well. And I'll be monitoring the continued snowfall and all these snow bands that are developing, that are showing up on the radar. I'm sorry about that. I have to rephrase that. What I meant to say was I'm going to be watching all these bands of snow that is continuing to expand now. You can just see that it is developing quite rapidly here, and I'm going to go ahead and update this now. Now you can see this is where it all started in Oakland County over by West Bloomfield and Farmington Hills area in Oakland County. You can see that's where this all started, and you can see this whole band of snow band is headed towards Mount Clemens, Sterling Heights area. You guys are getting hit with the snow right now, and it looks like the Warren area, you're going to be next in line for all of this activity. So we're going to keep a very close eye on all of these bands of snow that do develop. But like I say, it's going to expand, and it's going to impact all of us in southeast lower Michigan. So even though you may not be getting the snow now, it will be developing and it will be headed towards your direction. And so it's just going to be a matter of time. So for the next several hours are going to be quite critical across southeast lower Michigan. So I do advise you, if you are going to be traveling on the roads, please use extreme precaution tonight. Due to the fact that we have very cold and frigid temperatures out, that means any precipitation that is developing now will refreeze. So that means that the roads are going to be quite slick outside, and the roads could refreeze again. So there is some concern there for motorists that are going to be out on the freeways tonight. So I'll continue to keep an eye on these bands of snow that continue to develop across our metropolitan area. So it's just another round just after we got a break from that first big snowfall. We're just gonna continue to add more snow on top of what we have already. So we're back at it again. So this kind of reminds you of what last winter was, or the winter before that. So we'll just have to see exactly how much longer we're going to have to deal with this. But furthermore, southeast Michigan is going to be impacted once again with snow developing throughout the night and the next several hours. So I'll continue to stay on top of it and keep you up to date. And once I get more reports that do come in, I've been paying attention to those updates that have been coming in, and once that they do come in, I immediately update you guys and make sure that they're posted on media sites, etc. And I will be staying on top of things for the remainder of the next several hours here. and overnight as well. So any more bands that do come in, and once that I start seeing it expand more into the metro area, I'll tell you other areas that will be affected with these snow bands that are coming in. This is meteorologist Eric Tallman in the Weather Center. I'll have more in just a little bit. We'll have another update within the next 15-25 minutes, but due to the winter coverage, some of these weather reports may be delayed due to the fact that we're getting so many up-to-dates all at one time. So there's multiple reports coming in. So there are probably going to be delays on weather reports this evening with all of the activity that we've got going on this evening. So it's going to be a very interesting evening. So like I said before, if you're not getting the snow right now, the snow is going to be developing. We're seeing it way down in Mount Clemens, Troy, St. Clair Shores. You'll be getting into the action as well. Farmington Hills, you guys have already seen this band of snow. That's where it all started, and it came through West Bloomfield, and it's just marching on through. The Troy area, you guys are probably seeing that snow as well. The band of snow did go on through, but you can see that it is really starting to pack a punch here. And I'll be watching that throughout the evening. So things are getting more interesting as we go into the next several hours. So I'll have another update within the next 15 minutes. So I'm going to give you the times of when I'm going to be giving you guys updates until the end of my shift. So the next update that I will be giving you at the current time will be at 10:50 tonight. So do expect updates at 10:50, 11 o'clock, 11:15, 11:30, 11:45. So I will kind of keep track of that. So there's going to be a lot of action. I'll keep you posted on all of the snow bands that are coming in, and there will be heavy bands of snow that will be moving in that will impact all of our metropolitan Detroit areas in southeast Michigan. Please stay tuned for the very latest, and I'll keep you opposed and up to date and advised on all of this action coming into the metropolitan Detroit area. Stay tuned for more, and I'll have another update within the next 15 to 25 minutes on this snow potential band that is developing at this time. Stay tuned for the next update, and I'll keep you guys advised of this situation. But I do advise you, if you are going to be on the roads once again, please make sure that you slow down your speeds and drive slow, because once that this snow does begin to fall and it becomes heavy, it's going to be very difficult for traveling. So you want to drive slow, especially if you can't see. And I'm going to go ahead and put this in here. Whiteouts may also be a possibility, with any of these snow bands. So like I say, I can't emphasize this enough. Please slow down your speeds, use a lot of precaution, and just be extremely careful if you are going to be heading out tonight. Be aware of all of the snow activity, and the temperatures, of course, make it very difficult for traveling. The temperatures are going to be very, very cold outside, so hopefully you guys are prepared for this, and make sure that you are that you guys have cell phones and all that kind of stuff, and you've got emergency food and supplies just in case you get stranded in the metropolitan Detroit area. So kind of be prepared for this, because it doesn't take long for anything to happen. So we'll continue to keep you posted on this weather situation, and stay tuned for our continuing coverage on the winter storm impacting southeast Michigan. This is meteorologist Eric Tallman. I'll have another update between 10:55 and 11:15. And thank you, and stay tuned and stay alert for more developing updates. Thank you.